Hello everyone, and welcome to this MMF tutorial on how to set up and schedule your online lessons using an amazing piece of software called Calendly. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sign up with my work email address. Now I've got an MMF email address, but you're going to use your professional teaching email address. And I'm going to click Get Started. And then you just need to enter in some full information and agree to the terms and conditions. I'm setting my account up on Mac, but you can set it up on any device and it'll still work. So the first thing you need to do is create your Calendly URL. I'm going to call mine Adam Saunders Online Teaching. I'm going to go continue. You can integrate it with all your calendar software. I'm going to leave that just for a second. I'm actually going to click Set Up Later because you can actually do this bespoke. So when you get into Calendly, you'll see they've already created for you 3 different meeting types. Now, first thing you do is delete all these because we don't need these at the moment. I'm going to delete all these because we're going to create our own ones from scratch. Now, when you've done that, you need to create a new event type, which is this box up here. Now, every event type will be a different length of lesson. So for every different length of lesson you teach, you need a new event type. So I'm going to start off by creating a 20-minute lesson. I'm going to click one-to-one because we're only offering individual lessons. And the event name is going to be 20-minute piano lesson. Obviously, you insert your instrument that you're going to do. Location is going to be on Zoom. And I don't really need to include the description instructions because I'm probably going to email these to the parents separately. And I'm going to go next. Now, here you're presented with the booking window. So I'm creating a 20-minute lesson, so I need to go to custom here and type in 20 for 20 minutes. Now if you go down here to hours, Calendly automatically assumes that you want to teach 9 AM to 5 PM each day. We don't really want this because we want to be able to choose when we're going to teach. So we need to get rid of all this information it's already got in here. So there's a quick fix for this. You click on this here and you go delete, this little delete picture. And you go apply to multiple and then select all the days and click apply. It will then get rid of any pre-existing slots that it's created. Now you can see we've got a totally blank calendar here, which is exactly what we want. So I've decided that I'm going to deliver all my lessons on a Thursday. Okay, so I'm going to click in here Thursday and I'm going to go new interval and I'm going to say I'm available to teach from 10 AM in the morning to 5 PM at night. And I'm going to apply it to this day only. Okay, so I then go into advanced. See this box here, advanced, you click this. Now this is an interesting one here, availability increments. I suggest you set this at a relatively low number, either 5 or 10. What this does is this will display the intervals of which your slots appear. So do you want slots to appear every 10 minutes or every 5 minutes? I suggest you have a play around with this feature, but for maximum flexibility, I'd recommend keeping this number pretty low. This box here allows you to enter the maximum number of lessons you want to teach in a day. I want to teach 8 lessons in a day. And this box here allows you to prevent last-minute events. So in other words, I want to prevent events less than 12 hours away. In other words, you know, they have to book 12 hours in advance for your lesson. This is a really useful feature here, event buffers, and you can use this to set the time that it automatically gives you between each slot. In other words, you don't necessarily want to have lessons back to back. You can select a 5-minute buffer before the event and a 5-minute buffer after. Once you've done that, you click next. And then you're ready to go. So we go back. So our 20-minute piano lesson is now here. And the first thing I'm going to do is check that I've done it correctly. So I'm going to click copy link, which copies this website address. And I'm going to paste it into a new window so we can see the form that the parents are going to get. Now I've scheduled all my lessons for Thursday the 26th. And you can now see all the slots that I've made available. Now you see I've made them available at 5-minute slots. That's because when we were setting up the advanced features, we changed the availability increments to 5 minutes. I recommend you play about with that feature and find a time that works best for you. So your parents will click 10 AM if they want the lesson at 10, and then they go confirm, and they will then enter in their details here. As soon as they've done that and they click schedule event, you will then get an email confirming the lesson. I should also add that as this slot has now been booked, no one else will be able to schedule a lesson for that particular time. So if we go back to our main Calendly window, you can see that I've only got one type of lesson at the moment. I've only got my 20-minute piano lesson. Now, it might be that I teach lots of different lengths of lessons. It might be you teach a 10-minute, or you teach a 15-minute, or you even teach a 30-minute. And what you need to do is you need to create a different event type for each of those different types of lessons. You need to create a 30, a 15, or a 10, depending on what you teach. I'm going to do that quickly now. And through the power of editing, here are all our different lesson types. So I've got a 10-minute lesson, a 15-minute lesson, a 30-minute lesson, and a 20-minute lesson. The last thing we have to do is to send the appropriate form to the parent. So I'm going to send my 15-minute piano lesson form to some parents that have signed up for 15-minute lessons, and I'm going to paste this link into an email so they can sign up. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this tutorial. I hope it's been useful. Any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch.